Hello and welcome to the Cabinet of Creations, where you will find horror, beauty and the perfectly imperfect. After submerging in boiling water for about 30 seconds to a minute, I prised off the doll's head. By this time I'd already cut the hair short, so this allowed me to get a flathead screwdriver inside and scoop out the remnants of the gluey hair. And then here you go, nice fresh head. Then I removed her factory makeup with 100% acetone. I recently discovered that this Mod Podge, which is used for transferring images onto paper and wood, etc., is actually really good for creating sort of lumps and bumps. It doesn't flatten, it's a bit rubbery. So yeah, I used this to create a lovely scarred effect where Patches hacked away because she wanted to be a permanent clown. Clearly this girl's got problems, but you know, each to their own. I don't tend to show the making of clothes because I'm normally sat down on my sofa watching a film whilst I'm sewing away. I will try and show as best I can, but basically it's just sewing bits of material together. There's no pattern, I wing it. Yeah, there we go, there's her outfit. I thought I'd try a different method with the feet. I used tissue paper and super glue, and then I put some material over the top of it and just glued it down. It's quite a nice effect. I think I'll do this again in the future. So with the hands, I sanded with very fine sandpaper. This doesn't scratch it at all. A lot of people use buffers, but I like very super fine sandpaper. And then I sprayed with a couple of layers of Mr. Super Clear. And then I went over with soft pastels and then sprayed again with Mr. Super Clear and then used watercolour pencils. Here you can really see the difference. I even put a vein on the wrist as well. I'm going a bit detail overkill here, but yeah, I like it. I like details. And with her head, a couple of layers of Mr. Super Clear, then went with the soft pastels the same colour as her hands. And then using white pastels for the face paint. But because it wasn't white enough and I'm impatient, I went in with Folk Art matte acrylic paint. But I still wanted it to have that kind of powder effect, so I was dabbing it on with like a sponge. And I was going to do another layer or two of the white powder this time. So I thought, well, if I go in with the juicy red blooded lines of where she made herself a permanent clown, and if you actually look, she's hacked away at her nose so it's permanently red. How dedicated is that? So yeah, I went over with the soft pastels because I wanted it to appear as though the skin is just sort of showing through, and then again with powder, if it was wet and gooey it would actually start seeping through the powder anyway, so I wanted that effect still. A little bit later I used some fake FX prop blood. I applied this on thinly because if it's thick it does take, you know, forever and a day to dry. I wanted, this is a little bit sinister really, but you know, it is Halloween. I wanted her eyes to look as though they're bulging because, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Basically, she hacked off her eyelids to reveal permanently wide-eyed eyes. Oh, poor girl. I might do this effect for Molly the mascot's evil twin sister that'll be visiting soon, but probably not this extreme. But I don't want to make it all nicey so that basically when I have photographs at the end of the pictures with all these different things that I make, if you watch until the end you'll see Molly with this one. It just sort of goes with the theme a little bit more. Plus, I actually kind of like making deranged things. For a hair, I used my favourite thick chunky wool, separated it, and then simply stuck it on with super glue in a circular motion as so. And then I wanted to give her like roots kind of thing, so I tried different ways of doing this, some with matte acrylics, some with wet watercolour pencil, and then fading it in with a bit of black pastels. Because this hairstyle is going to be really bouffant, you don't have to really worry about it being neat or anything like that, because the whole thing is a crazy mane of hair anyway. I'm drawing on faint wispy bits of hair with watercolour pencils, just to help it really blend in as though it's a natural hair. Again, a little bit more detail. So that's it before I teased it with a comb. That's it with a comb, and then that's it all styled and lovely. As lovely as a demented clown can be, of course. I'm just putting some catch lights in her eyes with matte acrylic paint before letting it dry and going in with some gloss on the eyes, well, all around the eyes, the gooey bits on the mouth and the nose. But before I do the gloss, I put some fake blood. Then when that dries, I go over that with the gloss as well. I use soft pastels to give the clothes an aged look, and then go in with watered down matte acrylic to give the clothes some shading and old look as well. Now time for gloss. If you'd like to support my work, please visit buymeacoffee.com/forcreations. And don't forget, hitting the like and subscribe button really helps out loads too. And here are the final photos of Patches the clown.